So we've got a Medievel Madness. Explain to me what it does.
During...
Or where you saw it. It's not necessarily the only time it happens, but okay, this is where you noticed it.
When you have stacked a few modes and are in a multi-ball, it will unexplainably go into tilt.
Slam tilt.
I think it just tilt, but it could be slam tilt.
Okay, so what we've done, we've gone into switch test, and then, which is just test T1, and then anytime you hit something, you should see one switch closure on the display, which we are doing. But look when I hit the left slingshot. Okay, look, I get 3 switch closures, and you can see it right here on the top row. Everything's in the first row. Watch. Okay, so you should never get multiple switch closures with a single switch. That indicates that there's some kind of problem. It's usually related to a diode, either diode broken on backwards or not there at all, or something. So this is what we've got to investigate. So what we're doing is we're going to look at, here, give me the manual, every switch in row 1. And that's kind of the analysis that we do. So we go to the manual here, and switch in row 1, launch ball, that's the launch button on the front of the cabinet, the actual slam tilt switch. Trough eject and mode enter, those are 2 LED switches. You're probably not going to have issues with those. Of course, the left slingshot, left ramp enter, right top bank, which is a mechanical switch. So we should check all those things. This is top right bank. We should check all those things, and I'll show you what we found. So I'm under the play field, and I'm just kind of monkeying around with stuff. And I'm looking, you know, remember on slingshots, there's actually 2 switches. There's the, you know, the top switch and the bottom switch. And I'm noticing if I close the top switch, listen, I get 1 switch closure, just 1. But if I go to the bottom switch, if I can get my big fat finger in there, which, look, I get 3. I get the 3 switch closures. So the bottom one, multiple switch closures, top one, 1 switch closure. Now you wouldn't think that would be the case because, you know, they're in parallel. But it's the way, what happened is that one of the wires came off and he mis-soldered it. So let me go to the other side to show you how it's supposed to be. So this is the right slingshot, which works correctly. There's also less junk here, so it's easier to show. So you've got the green wire coming in, which is probably, I think, the column wire, and the white wire, which is the row wire. And then you've got the diode here in the middle. So what happens is that white wire coming in the non-banded side of the diode goes over to the other side, which normally would not have a wire on it. And then the green is just the doesn't have anything to do with the diode. And then it jumps over to the other switch. But notice what happens is that this wire is not in conjunction with this wire. So this is the jumper switch that jumps it from one side to the other. What he did is he put this wire, the jumper wire, here with the white wire here. So essentially what happens, that means is that this switch is going to close with the diode, and the top one is going to close without the diode, the way he had it, because he's got these 2 wires reversed. I know that kind of seems weird, but what happens is that you're going around the diode the way that you've wired it over on this side. See here, you've got the white going from the 2 rows. It should normally go to the diode and then cross the switch. This wire needs to be attached to that lug, and that's what's causing the problem. Changed the wire, so I moved it. It was down there with the other white wires. I moved it up here. So now when I hit either switch, you hear it? I'm hitting here's the top switch, and here's the bottom switch. So they're both giving me singular hits on the either one is giving me singular hits instead of a bunch of switches in that same row. And that'll fix your problem, so we can play Medievel Madness now.
Men will destroy you!
You ever gonna touch the ball? What a piece of junk. It's stuck?
What'd you do?
Oh my God, I can't believe it's stuck.